retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash.
Newly released video shows the aftermath of the police killing of Breonna Taylor. Officers conducting a drug raid burst into Taylor's home and shot her 8 times.
In a state of emergency in Louisville, protesters and police are clashing there. The National Guard is on alert, and the city is under a mandatory curfew.
Good evening, Nora. As the news spread, the number of demonstrators here at Jefferson Park grew. You can hear them chanting right now, Black Lives Matter.
Declaring a national emergency.
Meantime, a U.S. travel ban on foreign nationals from Europe is now in effect.
The world surpassing 1 million deaths from the coronavirus.
And governments remain on high alert, aggressively enforcing snap lockdowns. And
NBA is suspending the season.
Through it all, my beloved, we have never closed. We never ceased our service to the community. We've never ceased to be a light in darkness. We've never ceased to be a time of refuge in a time of turmoil. We've never ceased in trauma to present an opportunity for triumph. Mother Mason, with tears in her eyes, asked me, Pastor, what are we gonna do? I can't fathom the idea of not being able to come to worship and fellowship with believers, and feeling her isolation, feeling her pain. There was just no way we could not stop gathering together, because we believed that where 2 or 3 are gathered, touching and agreeing, God was going to be in the midst. And we were not to do it foolishly, but we were to do it faithfully. Oh, from last March to this day, we have never ceased to celebrate Christ. We never closed. We have serviced our seniors in times of turmoil and trauma so that they can continue to be triumphant. And the members have been so wonderful in standing up and doing the above and beyond. They have become the greatest manifestation of Christ on earth. With Fairfield, we have always understood it's just not behind the 4 walls, that we want to feed, clothe, shelter, and make sure people feel like they belong. We have fed those that were under bridges. We have allowed other churches to come in and celebrate those who have transitioned. We have done a plethora of things, and surely I couldn't. If I begin to try to remember them all, I'll forget and perhaps go into a crescendo of praise and celebration. We discovered that our seniors were alone or lonely. And so we decided that we would just come together, 25, 30 carloads of people, and we were not going to touch them. We were just going to go by with the flag ministry, the worship warriors, and go outside the homes of our seniors and sing and pray with them. It made me feel alive. It made us feel purposeful. It made us feel real and alive. It made us feel completing what God was meaning for us to be about. It was church on a real level. And so it was still family. We were still connected and still alive. And that the pandemic and the enemy that was trying to destroy the church, it helped me to understand and feel and understand and be clear about that upon this rock I should build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. So we were prevailing and being perfected by doing a caravan of love for our seniors. Absolutely, that's church on the real level. That's church as it ought to be. How I felt with Floyd, kind of indicative of the church just standing by doing nothing. When we saw Floyd being lynched in broad daylight and people just watched it, my heart bled because I'm thinking, my God, somebody should have indeed stood up to do something to stop this atrocity. He was being lynched in broad daylight, and people could just scream, but it's as if they were paralyzed. And the same thing with the church. When society is being lynched and killed and people need saving, the church has to come alive. Then to see and to begin to have to respond to Breonna Taylor's death in Kentucky. So we pulled together an army of motorcyclists, and we left Nashville and connected up with cyclists in Kentucky to merely take an offering to Breonna Taylor's mother and to stand in solidarity with her. Because we've got to again to stand up and begin to be a church. And what was birthed out of that, my beloved, real simply, was a continuation of helping in the community. If you see something, you got to say something. You can't just do nothing. You got to have the Holy Ghost. And the Holy Ghost ought to be indeed making you do something on the outside. Church is standing up, being a part of being effective, moving. It's a movement. We are the church. We're the Jesus. You're the Jesus. And man, Fairfield has proven to me to be that Jesus that people are looking for. I want to thank from the bottom of my heart, oh God, the members that put themselves in jeopardy, those members that have taken temperatures, those members that have decided to, we're going to usher and help people you didn't know who had loved ones that have transitioned. I want to thank you for putting bags together. Thank you for taking that time. And those who have gone through, my God, COVID yourselves. And we prayed. I want to thank you for the members who did the 24-hour prayer vigil that we held. Thank you for putting together virtual, I would say, programs. Man, you came up, you did what God says do. You did it. And I'm telling you, have set a stage and set a level that we cannot go back. We've got to keep pressing forward to the excellence that we saw. We never stopped, never ceased from serving. It's because it's the God in you that I'm so peacock proud that you let God manifest himself. Remember this, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Peace.